Welcome back to the channel, guys, and today I will be creating Tanjiro's kimono from the animated series Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer. I don't know why I can't say that. But yeah, today will be part one of the series, probably a three-part series. I'm not sure how long this is going to take, but this is going to be a very tedious project. So I will be making this kimono like a luxury item. So it won't be just a simple basic kimono from, normal black and green fabric. I will be using my signature green and black glitter fabric for this project to make it more luxury, stand out a little more than normal ones would. So yeah, so this, as you can imagine, will be a very tedious project because I have to cut squares to create that checkerboard look as he's wearing on his kimono. So I already started on the green squares that I'll show you guys at the end of the video. But today is about the sample. So I never made a kimono before. So today will be, drafting and doing the first sample with muslin fabric. I already made I already made the final product, and I'll be showing you guys what this looks like on going through the process of how I made it. Going through the process on how I made it. So this is the final look from today's video, and yeah, so if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to the channel, like this video, stay tuned for part 2 or 3 or 4, however long this takes, because as you can imagine, this is going to be a long process. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and peace. So the first thing I do is I lay out my fabric because I am, doing a sample of this first. I want to do this on a muslin fabric, and I'm laying out my pattern. Now for this, I was supposed to mirror the back and the front, but I end up just cutting it on fold, and I soon regret that, as you will see in the final product. But I just lay everything out with my sewing weights and cut everything out while it's laying flat. So yeah, I've been doing this a lot just to save time on tracing everything out. That just takes way too much time. I just make sure I mark everything with a marker, and yeah. So the pattern that I'm using is a pattern that I got off Etsy. It's a kimono jacket pattern. So it's not like the traditional long robe looking kimonos, which I would have did that too, but I want to wear this more than one time, I guess. So I went with the more, I guess, jacket modern looking one. So yeah. But here I'm just cutting everything out, prepping everything for, the sewing table. So for this to be my first time doing this, I did try to use some shortcuts that I learned from other projects like t-shirts, thinking that that would work because I was supposed to mirror everything instead of cutting it on fold, and it will show in the end product that I should have just mirrored it instead of, cutting it on fold and making it way more, difficult than it needed to be. By trying to take shortcuts, I recommend you follow the pattern to a T. So here I'm just lining everything up and pinning everything at the shoulders and sewing that together, right sides facing each other at 3/4 of an inch. I'm sorry, not 3/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch. So yeah, I'm just sewing that right sides together, and here's how that look. So for this, I am using for the final product, I am using a lightweight flowy material. So I wanted to recreate this as I would be doing the final item. So I'm using a, light, airy, flowy material such as the, what is this called? I keep forgetting the muslin fabric. So yeah, so right now I'm preparing the sleeves, and I'm just folding them, making sure I'm getting my middle point so I can attach them to the body of the kimono. So right here, I'm just clipping the sleeves together to the body, right sides facing each other. Now this always seemed to be it's not difficult to me anymore, but in the beginning of doing like shoulders and sleeves and stuff, it was so difficult because it always seemed like it didn't fit right or it wasn't lining up correctly. But yeah. So here's me after I put the sleeves on, looking very confused because it looks like a puzzle. Like you have to put this together. it looks very confusing, and it just seemed like I did it wrong, honestly. And it honestly took me about 10 to 12 minutes to figure out which orientation that it should be. Like, okay, these are the sleeves, and this is the front. Mind you, it doesn't look like much, and as you can see, what I mean by the back is shorter than the front, which means, like I said, I should have cut that mirrored and not on fold. So, like I said, I recommend you following the pattern to a T because now the back is shorter than the front, and that's a mistake that I'll have to adjust for the final product. Because, like I said, this is going to be made out of an expensive glittery fabric that I do not want to mess up. So yeah. So now I'm just pinning the sides together and clipping everything together to get ready to sew them. Right sides facing each other at 3/4 or 3/8 of an inch. And here's what it looks like after I sew the sides and the sleeves together. So yeah, it doesn't look too bad at the back. The back is coming up a little bit shorter than I would want it to be, but other than that, it's fine. And I'm about to show you guys the final product. And I'm sorry about the yellowish lighting. It was just too much going on as far as like the sun was setting and daylight saving time. It's just too much. That's why I really don't film, you know, during the winter time because of the lighting. It's just terrible. So right here, I'm doing the collar and attaching that and clipping everything together. But here's the final look, guys. So here's the final look. I ended up doing some detail work around the collar. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I put like 4 detailing stitchings all through the collar to give it a more, a better look. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but I did some small detail work, and as you can see for the back, it's a little shorter, but I low key don't mind it. It doesn't really bother me like I thought it would. But as you can see, the hem is not perfectly symmetrical. So for the final product, I'll add 3 inches to the body and 3 inches to the collar of the kimono. And if it doesn't match, I'll just hem everything together so it can give it that perfect look. But one thing I did mess up on is the collar of it. It's not laying flat because I didn't sew it at the correct. I didn't sew it at the correct seam, I guess. So I supposed to did it at 1/2 inch, and I think I did it at 3/8 of an inch. But other than that, I love it. It's perfect. It fits more like a karate jacket, but I actually love the way it looks for my first try at doing something like this. The back, it doesn't really bother me too much, but like I said, I'm going to fix that in the final product. And yeah, the collar, I'll fix that. But other than that, it's perfectly fine. I love the way it looks, even with like some simple pants. I love the way it looks. And yeah, the sleeves are not too big. They have some movement to it. They have some room in them, so you can move your arms and move your hands and like put your hands in it like this. But other than that, other than the collar, I love it. I love the little detail work, and yeah, this is the fabric that it will be used. That will be used for the final product. I already started cutting out some of the green squares. This is 60 squares, and then I'm going to do the same thing over the weekend for the black squares. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do the collar in a solid black like cotton fabric. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this or a solid black cotton fabric to give it that structure that I want, because this is, I could add interfacing to this, but that probably will be doing too much. But as of now, I probably just end up using the interfacing to give it that luxurious premium look. I don't know. So yeah, but thank you guys again for watching this video. Stay tuned for part 2 that will be dropping in the upcoming weeks or a week. I'm not sure how long this is going to take, honestly, for part 2. This might be a 3-part series, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment things that you want to see, comment any tips that you have for me for the next kimono that I will be working on very soon, as of this weekend. Today is February 2nd. So yeah. Any tips, tricks, or anything, leave them in the comments below. Subscribe, like this video, share this video to anybody that likes anime. And yeah, I think that's all. So see you guys in the next one. Peace.